When Ranvoo first approached me to do this video, I did that passive-aggressive thing, where I said, if this really does cool you down, then I will happily review it. Which loosely translates as, Dear Sir or Madam, your product is clearly nonsense. Please send it me so I can laugh at it. And then this arrived. What in the high-tech bomb collars is this? Thanks to Ranvoo for sponsoring today's video and for sending me the AICE 3. This is not a neck fan. Neck fans just blow air at you. This thing is an AI-powered air conditioning unit for your bunks. And no, I'm not kidding. These two strips on the inside are 4-core aluminium semiconductors, and right now they are freezing cold. If you set them to their lowest setting, they are uncomfortably cold, and on their hottest setting, they are uncomfortably hot. But the thermal pads are only scratching the surface of what this thing is actually doing to cool you down, and they're only a small part of what you're getting for your money. This beast is packing a 7,000 milliamp battery, which can last up to 6 hours on cooling mode from a 2.5 hour charge. It features a 1.9-inch color LCD touchscreen display with tap, swipe, and press functions. It has wear detection, heart rate monitoring, a step counter, little built-in speakers to play music, and an app to control the temperature and wind speed from your phone. It has 4 fans around its frame and can be adjusted to fit my tiny little baby neck. Wow. And it is built like a brick house. This is a properly engineered piece of kit. The question is it any good? The question is, did I ask that question enough like some kind of weird TV presenter? Hello and welcome to the news. Today's top story, chaos in the United Kingdom as a large orange ball appears in the sky. Other countries are apparently calling this the sun, though we have never seen it before.
So it's 17 degrees, and it's not really that hot, because welcome to England. English summertime, wonderful. And I'm cold. But I'm cold because this thing is freezing on my neck right now. It's, yeah, it's certainly doing its thing. I can imagine how well this thing's working with the length of my nipples. It's cold! Stupid English weather!
So I did actually properly put this thing through its paces a few weeks ago on a family holiday where it was unbearably hot outside in Dorset. And, I filmed nothing because, you know, I'm very professional and I kind of spent the whole time collecting more important data. Like, could I Roger this cannon to death? I couldn't. Hurt my balls. However, I did manage to run this thing from 10:40 in the morning right the way through to 2:40 in the afternoon. That's 4 hours on its absolute coldest possible setting with its wind setting various different degrees throughout the day. And this thing had the sun beating down on the back of it the whole time, and its battery didn't run out until 4 hours in. And you know what? It works. It really works. Like, really works. I was astounded at how well this thing worked. It really does cool you down around here. Hang on a minute. The part of your brain What? I'm doing this now. The part of your body responsible for regulating body temperature is in your neck, and this thing is cooling round here very specifically. You can test this theory for yourself. You go get an ice pack from the fridge and you stick it under here, you'll find that your body starts to feel cool very quickly. Your neck also has pulse points in it, similar to your wrists. If you can imagine, if you put something ice cold here on your wrists, your arms start to go cold, and that's because the blood runs closer to the surface of the skin at your pulse points. You have some pulse points right here, and that's why this thing works. It's not the same as pressing yourself up against an air conditioning unit or climbing inside a McDonald's fridge when you're 16. Don't work at McDonald's. But it will surprise you at just how incredibly effective it actually is for something that is just wrapped around your neck. So the only remaining question is, would you actually wear it outside, knowing that people can see you with this thing around your neck? And the answer to that is yes. People aren't like,
"You there, traveller, what, pray tell, is this witchcraft around one's neck?"
because everyone just thinks it's a pair of headphones. And strangely enough, they are. Talk about that in a sec. YouTube is a cruel mistress. If you've ever tried to be a YouTuber, you'll find that out pretty quick. If you want to do me a huge favour, if you could hit that subscribe button and maybe give me a thumbs up, honestly, it'd mean the world. It means that I get to keep doing this for a living and you get to see more of me, which I'm sure is exactly what you want in this life. On with the show. If you hold this little function button at the front for a couple of seconds, it switches between cooling mode, AI mode, and heating mode. You can of course use the app to do this too, but it's a handy way to switch it on the fly. Still funny. A slide to the right on the touch screen will show you your heart rate, and you can tap on this screen to tell it to start measuring. If you slide up on this screen, it will measure your blood oxygen level instead, and this will be super useful for anyone with a heart condition that needs to keep an eye on those stats. But possibly even more impressive than that is that it's using those statistics to inform the AI to switch this thing's temperature so that you can reach exactly the temperature that you chose in the app. That's genius. Another swipe to the right will show you your steps, calories, and distance travelled, and you can even check the weather for today and a 5-day forecast, and make changes to device settings all on the device, simply by swiping right from the main menu. Pressing at either end of the touchpad, you'll get a little click, and this will allow you to change temperature and wind speed too. In the app, as well as all the obvious options for wind speed and temperature, there are options to change things like whether you want the headset to display in Celsius or Fahrenheit, and also some set and forget options such as sedentary relief, where you've been sat still for an hour and it'll automatically activate the heat pack function, but only if the weather forecast isn't boiling hot. Again, like insane levels of automation. It can of course also be used whilst it's plugged into the charger, which means that you can use it on the plane for your entire flight and still have a full battery when you reach the airport. It wouldn't be a rounded review if I didn't tell you some of the things that I stumbled across that weren't quite right. So the first one is that as of time of filming, there's no way to link its tracking data to Google Fit or Fitbit or whatever the Apple equivalent is.
Good.
And although you can set targets in the Motora app, it's all very, very basic, and it would definitely benefit from being able to link in to an established system. I love the idea that they've put in speakers so that you can listen to music without having stuff wedged in your ears, but unfortunately it's quite quiet. I think if you have the fans all the way up, you actually can't hear the music very well. That, of course, isn't what this thing is really for, and you probably just want to get yourself either some bone conduction headphones to add to this whole look that you've got going on, or just get some normal earbuds to go with it. And finally, and again, this is only as of time of filming, this might be resolved by the time you get yours, I've found that the app tends to crap out, and if you've had it open earlier that day, and you've turned the device off and then back on again, the app won't load. I have to then get rid of the app and then reload the app from fresh, and then it works absolutely fine. Slightly annoying, but again, I think because this is quite early days for this product, it's something that Ranvoo are likely to resolve quite quickly. This will be absolutely life-changing for some people. If you do a lot of traveling, or you have hot flashes, or you have to ride the tube on a regular basis, buy this. You will not regret it. I can see me using this a lot as either a heat pack when I'm ill in bed, or for keeping me cool when I have to go to the hospital, for example, because they keep that place at a constant temperature of boiling hot. And for generally keeping cool anywhere that doesn't have aircon. I would personally buy it solely for that purpose, and I'm really glad I got sent this thing. The only other thing I think worth mentioning is that you could sleep with this thing on. The nape of your neck has just enough space to sit comfortably against a pillow, but only if you're in this position. You couldn't turn your head either that way or that way. Worth considering. Also, you could probably charge it up in that position too, but you would need an L-shaped bracket USB cable. You wouldn't want to use the thing sticking out because you're probably going to damage the device. Aside from that, I have tried it. You can lie in bed and it does work. It's not uncomfortable. If you're looking for some relief on a hot night, then this might just be the relief you're looking for. Smut! Sex. It's $399 or £300 in English money. Hopefully there's a discount below. In fact, I just better check that. I do not know. They have not told me. If you go and check the description, you can find that out. It's worth every penny, I promise you. It comes with a carry case as well. I almost forgot to say it comes with a cable and it comes with a stand. The stand is pretty cool, but it isn't a charging stand. It just sits looking pretty. If you want to pick one of these things up, like I say, links in the description. In the meantime, these incredible people running up your screen are my patrons from Patreon, and without them, you wouldn't be watching this video. You'd be watching something else and I'd be working in a call center. If you want to be one of those incredible people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal, and either way, I'll genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my Twitters and my Instagrams and my TikToks too. Come and hang out there and we can be best friends. See you next time. Hello and welcome to the news. Today's top story, confusion grips England as big orange yellow ball in the sky. Big orange yellow ball.